Hi everyone, it's Anya here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Crafts. So it's Christmas and we are going to make some Christmas cards. I am using the Ornamental Pine stamp set and I'm keeping to three colours, which is Mossy Meadow, Baked Brown Sugar and Cherry Cobbler. I'm using all the stamps from this stamp set. I have ready mounted them on here on my blocks, and I have to admit I have done a slight stamp surgery, because although I like it next to each other, on the cards that I designed it just wasn't suitable. It needed to be underneath each other, so I took the brave step of cutting it in two, and then I had to remove some of the bottom of the Christmas as well to make it closer together, and I have mounted it ready, and what I keep doing is stamping it first on a piece of paper to see how straight it is, and then putting it on the card, and it seems to work quite well. I have also then needed to stamp it next to each other, and that worked, that still worked as well. So I had to be brave to do this. This is the first time I've done any sort of surgery onto the stamps, but it worked, so I'm quite pleased about that. So, like I said, this is what we're using, and today's card is this one here. So we have a baked brown sugar base with very vanilla on the inside and on the outside, and we have a cone and the bauble on the sprig, and we have the Christmas wishes and the linen thread. So to get started, we, like I said, baked brown sugar. This card is 5.5 by 8.25, and it's scored at 4 1/8. Then we have our two mats, which are just 1/4 inch smaller than the card, and we are going to start stamping. So let me put this to the side and let's open up the ink pads. I've put the name on there, which gives you the visual colour, because all the ink pads look quite dark. I don't want to end up in the wrong ink pad, so we'll put them with the colour label towards the front so I can see which colour I am inking up in. Let's start with the outside. So here I have my sprig. It's quite a big stamp, so I like taking the ink pad to the stamp. I'm starting off with a clean stamp, so it's always worth inking really well for your first go. And this time we are going to stamp it as if it's hanging down with the weight of the bauble, so we're going to need to do it just like this, straight, and then tip it a little bit. There we go. Doesn't matter if it's off the page there, it's okay if it's completely on the page, that's fine. Okay, then we are going to use the little hook thing, and that's on baked brown sugar. So we're going to put that quite close to there. Oh, it's not very good, is it? Okay, let's start again. I think I'm not going to stop the video. This is what happens. You do it, you don't like it, but there's always the emergency side of the paper, and that's your back. So let's start again, and this time I'm going to put it a little bit lower, the way I had intended it. There we go. Let's see if that works better. Okay, that's better. Now, here I did some surgery as well. I cut this off. I saw this from another demonstrator. She does a lot of surgery on her stamps. This is the first time I've done it. There is a little bit there, but hopefully that will be covered up by our bauble. Cherry Cobbler. I'm making sure that it's inked up well. And there we go. Yes, it covered it up. Look, see, much better. So it was worth just turning over the piece of paper and starting over. So don't be afraid to do that. And to be honest, if it doesn't work that time, there's always another piece of paper. It's only paper. There we go. Okay, so now to this one, the Christmas wishes. So let's see if it's straight. I'm just going to ink it up, put it down, check it against the grids of my paper, and it is straight. So it's really worth doing this, you know, a bit of surgery on your stamps. You do have to be careful though not to cut into the image. I used a very sharp pair of scissors, making sure that I cut only into the red rubber and the white foam, sort of away from the actual image. So you have to be careful when you do that. But I'm really pleased I did, because it meant I could do what I wanted to with my stamp. Okay, there we go. So now what you might think, oh, I can see through it, but once it's mounted you won't be able to see through that. And then what I did, I made a tiny little bow. Let's see if I can manage to do this on camera. That goes through. So I've made 2 loops and now I'm just tying them into a bow. There we go. Yep, we've got a bow. And then cut this off with a tiny little drop of, there we go. That came out quite nicely. I push it down and just hold it into place for a little moment. That's probably a little bit too long, those ends, so we'll cut some of this off. There we go, that's better. Right, while my bow is adhering, I'm going to just put that to the side. Let's do the inside of our card. So again, we're going to ink up our sprig, and we're going to make sure that we have some sprig on there, because I want to put the cone on there. So just like this. There we go. And then I have the cone image, and we'll put that there. And we have another sprig to go at the bottom here. I'm always inking up my whole stamp because I never know what's going to hit the paper, so it might be a little bit wasteful on ink, but that's the best way to go. And then we are going to have the sentiment, "May the peace and beauty of the season remain with you throughout the coming year." I think that's quite a nice sentiment. And I'm going to put it here. There we go. Right, so let's put the ink colours to the side. Let's bring in our card, our glue, you could use snail for this, but I like my glue, so let's put this down. And then we have our front, and the bow is now adhered. And there we go. So this is part of a Christmas card set that I'm offering for not only for the tutorials this week, but also to buy. So I am selling these cards. For more information you can go to my Facebook or my blogspot, which is opheliacrafts.blogspot, and there will be the details of this set. So not only do I have this one, but I also have this card, this one, and another one. Anyway, there's more. So there's 5 cards 5 different cards, and there'll be 20 cards in the pack. And I have also come up with this. So if you want to see how I made this, do tune in again and find out later on this week how I made this. But for now, this is a card we have made, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching. Bye!